Have you ever wanted to learn to make your own board game? Now you might think, well, that sounds fantastic. I can spend hundreds and hundreds of hours play testing and revising my game, and then when royalties come in, you end up making pennies for every hour that you put into it. But you do get a box with your name on it. That's probably the coolest thing, is to see that game box with your name right on it. Now, you can learn to make board games in a lot of different ways. You can just try it and try to improve and try to get better. But there's a Kickstarter project that's happening now that's got me quite excited that I wanted to share with you today on Introspective. Hi there, this is Scott Nicholson. I'm a game designer and I'm also a professor of game design. Today we're going to talk about learning how to design games. Now this video was prompted because I saw a Kickstarter that came out in September 2023 that I was really excited about and I wanted to share with you. Now this is not a sponsored video. I don't even have a print copy of the game. I'm just excited about it. I reached out to the folks that designed it and said, hey, could you send me like some of the materials so I can look at them online and feel comfortable talking about it with you? And so this is completely because I'm excited about the project. There's no money, no sponsorship that's going into this video, and I don't have any interest in making a video for your Kickstarter game, so please don't ask. The game is called Design Your Destiny, Running Out of Time by Blaise Sewell and Jay Cormier. Now, these folks have been teaching game design for some time. They've done this, Jay's done this Fail Faster book. There's been a lot of ways they've been exploring helping people learn how to make games. So seeing this come together in a board game form is exciting. And the idea is that each of the games that are in this package of games, so there's 4 or 5 games in this package. Each one is about movement in a board game. They take on different kinds of movement. And the concept is you read a story, so it's all narrative driven, and then after the story, you play the game. Now the games are all designed to be broken in some way. Maybe they're not interesting, maybe it's too random. There's something about the game that's not really been designed to well. And your job is to play the game and then step back as a game designer and say, all right, what's not working and how can we fix it? Now that's something you could do. You could take any game off the shelf, play the game, and say, hey, I lost that game. It's clearly not working. Let me fix it. You could do that process, and that's a process I've done with my students, where I give them games and have them redesign aspects of them. But this is different in that the workbook that you work through is full of the sort of questions that a professor would ask you to get you thinking about the game. So it leads you through step by step the process of what was wrong with the game. All right, what are some ways you might address it? Many different ideas that you can explore. Then leads you through the process of redesigning the game, of play testing the game, of how to talk to your play testers and get feedback, how to play test it again. And the whole workbook is really well designed to help you understand good practices of game design and take you through this process with different kinds of movement in games. So by the time you've finished this whole book of games, you've explored quite a few different ways to have different types of movements in your game. Now, if this is successful, the designers say that they want to make a series of games, each one around a different mechanism that you would have in the board game world, and that's cool. Now, why was I excited about this? Well, because I've used this method myself. I run a lot of workshops on game design, and I've run workshops for librarians and workshops for teachers and workshops for non-game design people, where in about a 2-hour workshop I help them learn about game design. And the way I do that is I have them play a game I've designed called Awesome Time. You can actually find the PDF for Awesome Time below. There's not much to it, as you can see. It's basically a roll and move game with the rule that if you can't move your full dice roll, you don't move at all. I have them, and I promote it. It's exciting. I made this game just for all of you. We're going to play it now, and we play Awesome Time. And then I ask people, all right, what'd you think of Awesome Time? And it always works out the same way. At the first, people are, oh, it was fun. It was, you know, and they were engaged, and they enjoyed it. And then someone points out, yeah, but it was kind of annoying at the end where you had to land by exact count and you couldn't do anything. And then this starts to get people, and as the facilitator, when I get any of that negative feedback about the game, I then work that out and say, all right, tell me more. Does anyone else have negative comments about it? Anyone else had some problems with it? And get them talking about it. Then I tell them, well, I've actually designed Awesome Time to be a really bad game. So it's okay you're finding these negative points about it because we're going to fix that. But I also recognize at this point that I watched you all play Awesome Time and many of you were having fun. even though the game was designed to not be a well-designed game, you can still have fun with that. And then I talk about the game experience and how that's, and things like bingo, and how games can still be fun. I actually have them close their eyes and I ask them, raise your hand if you honestly had fun with Awesome Time. And it's usually about 50% of the attendees enjoyed it. And so I help them realize that, you can still have fun with the game because of the environment, because of the experience, because of the people you're with, but we can make better games. And then through the rest of the workshop, I lead them through starting with Awesome Time, redeveloping it, adding new mechanisms or adding new goals or creating new ways of doing it. This is what the workshop is taking that. And they use that same method in Running Out of Time, just nice and neatly packaged, not some PDF made of PowerPoint graphics, But I love the idea. I am excited. I hope this project is successful. I hope they're able to do a line of games. This could be a really useful tool for teachers who are wanting to teach game design, and they're supporting teachers in their Kickstarter they have running. There's a teacher's version where rather than have a workbook with blanks that you fill in, it comes with PDFs that you as the teacher can make as many copies as you need to of. Now you're still going to need a copy of the base game for each group of students to play in the class, but they actually have a teacher's kit as part of the Kickstarter where you can get 10 copies. That would support a class of 40 students. And then because you can reprint the PDFs to work with, you can use that every semester then with your students. So I really like that. So I'm just excited about this project. Now, if it's beyond the Kickstarter time, well, until the game actually comes out and is more readily available, you can play Awesome Time, and then you can fix Awesome Time and make it even more awesomer. So then you can have awesomer time. Anyway, that's enough of this. I'm excited about it. Hopefully more people can explore game design and understand some of the challenges that go on with it, and maybe someday I'll talk about your game on Introspective. Take care, and I'll talk to you all later. Bye-bye.